I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media. We've got Ron Sari from the School District of Waupaca and Aaron Jensen from the City of Waupaca, and we're back with some updates. Hello, guys.
Hey, Josh.
And we've got some cool news we'll share later, but we'll get through some of the business first. The City Council Tuesday evening this week got their first peek at a draft 2023 budget, and taxes on the city side certainly not going up at all, and things are being maintained, and I'll let Aaron elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, so I would encourage anyone, we're not going to get into the details. I'll give a couple highlights that people might care about. One, I think we're really happy to bring forward a budget that is, for 2023 that's proposed at this point, that balances, first and foremost, there is no reduction in services. So we're very happy about that, especially in this kind of high inflationary period. And it also has the outcome on the mill rate right now is projected to be positive for taxpayers. Looks like a 40-cent drop in the mill rate and the cost per $1,000 worth of value on a property. Just to explain what that is for, it's not the complete taxes, right? The city, for city taxpayers, is just, that's a portion of the full tax bill. Obviously, the Waupaca School District, Fox Valley Technical College, the county, all are also a part of that tax bill. We don't have those numbers, but we can tell you that the city's portion appears like it's going to drop about that 40-cent rate. And that's a big result of that is some of the TIF districts that have closed and the values coming back on the rolls from that. So yeah, we're excited. But like I said, go to the Facebook page. Josh, I think you have it posted. If you want to look at the details of the budget, there's a presentation given last night towards the end of the video, I think that's posted. And if there's any feedback or questions, we'd be welcome to that. There's a reason we don't talk about it and pass it the same night. Was the original presentation was last night, and then we look for feedback over the next few weeks. And then we look to pass it. Right now we're looking at November 15th. And I just want to give a ton of credit. So this is, the mayor has been heavily involved as we've worked through this. Our finance department has been fantastic and doing a ton of work in updating things and taking in numbers and trying to solve the puzzle. And then also our department heads, they put together their budget worksheets, and not only that, but they're able to deliver services in a pretty efficient and effective manner, which makes the budget process a lot easier. So go check it out on Facebook. Let us know if you have any comments or feedback.
You said November 15th, and boy, did that perk me up. Where I come from in the UP, that's almost like the level of a holy holiday there. November 15th is the opening of rifle season for deer in the UP.
The UP, okay. All right. That's pretty close to ours, 15th,
too. That's a fun day.
It sounds like it's going to be a good week.
We'll jump over to Ron, who's got some updates from the school board meeting. You had a couple policies reviewed, and one of those is on educational options. And before today's segment, you start listing off all the different things. You've got a ton of different options for students that maybe aren't well known about.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, on Tuesday, the policy committee met, and there's some revisions and updates and some new policies that they went through that'll go to the board in November for adoption. These are two that we've had in this particular one, educational options that are offered, a couple more added just through state law. But the reason I want to talk about it is because I just know that not all of our parents are aware of it. These educational options are for our students in the high school mostly, and we just want everybody to be aware. And I believe I need to, and the school district overall can improve in how we communicate and get the word out that these possibilities exist. And for example, one would be the early college credit program that kids can participate in. Another is called the Start College Now. And of course, we have advanced placement courses where they can take a test and get some college credit for passing that class. We have CAP classes, we have dual credit programs, independent study, advanced study, we have online. We also have school to work programs. And so this policy lists all of them. We have to publish it annually, we do, but there's still more that we can do, Josh, to help people know that when their children are in high school, that there's a lot available to them to help better prepare them for when they leave. And if they do go to a technical college or a four-year college, they can get a jump start here at high school.
So what's the best way for a family or a student or parents to learn more about these? What should they do?
The best way is to speak with their counselor. The counselor assigned to their student, and they could start this conversation in middle school when they're in 8th grade. So when they get to the high school, they're prepared. We do work with our kids and our parents about these career choices. And those conversations start in the middle school, and they get a plan in place at high school. But at the same time, for whatever reason, not everybody is as aware as maybe I would like them to be that these opportunities exist. That would be the first and best place. I always tell people, go to the principal, and then the principal knows more, but the principal is going to tell them to go speak to the counselor anyway, because the counselor is where they get those classes scheduled.
And then the other policy that was discussed was controversial issues in the classroom policy. And I've been seeing more and more school districts on the news hearing about other districts discussing this same policy.
Yeah, this is not a new policy. We've had this, but there's some language updates, nothing unusual or controversial. But the reason I wanted to share this is so that people do know and understand that the school district of Waupaca has a policy that deals with these type of issues. So people would say, what are controversial issues? And so the definition is, it would be a topic that there is opposing points of view in our community or our state or our country, and they're likely to arouse both support or opposition to in our community or state or country. So when you think about that, you also need to know that an individual instructor will not be engaging in controversial issues unless it's in the curriculum, or if it is approved by the building principal. And it's important for us to stay neutral as an education organization. It is not our job to indoctrinate or push certain religious or political or social views on students. So if it is in the curriculum and if it is approved to be talked about, we have to take into consideration the maturity of the student to ensure that we encourage open-mindedness and a spirit of scholarly inquiry, that it's not disruptive, and instead that it's a civil dialogue that's going on. And that's what we really want to role model. We don't, what you see in the news and politics, unfortunately these days, it's so, I don't know what the right word is, negative. Maybe that's the nicest way to say it. And so what we want to model is a positive, pro-social, constructive conversation about a topic that is controversial if it is in the curriculum.
Okay. I'm going to jump back over to Aaron. A couple of things Halloween related to look forward to in downtown Waupaca.
Yeah, so the first one that's coming up is actually tomorrow. If you've been downtown, you've already seen some hay bales and you're wondering what the heck's going on. Are we going to start feeding horses or something on the square? And no, we're not. We're using them as decorations, and they're going to act as kind of props for the main event, which is the Jim Miller's pumpkin display, which I think is, I learned this last week. I want to make sure I get this right. I think it's been branded as Pumpkin Time at the Millers, I believe, in the past. So that's what people may know it as. Just been out west of town on Golke Road. The pumpkins are starting to come in tomorrow, and they will start being lit. I think the display tomorrow will be less than it will be in a few days from then. But for a couple of weeks here, until November 1st or 2nd, I believe, we will have that display out. I know he said he's had up to 7,000 people out on Golke Road before. So that whole display is moving to the city square. We're super excited for it. We're happy that he's willing to move that display to the downtown. We hope that some businesses can take advantage of the extra traffic as well. And it can just bring exposure to our new downtown, which is neat. And then an event within the event, or maybe a main event, I don't know what to call it, but it's the Halloween on Main Street event. and that is October 28th. That's Friday. And the main portion of that is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's when the road will be closed. Actually, the road closure for setup will start at 2 p.m. that afternoon. But the event starts at 4, goes till 6. A lot of different things for kids. Businesses do an awesome job at getting involved. They go buy their own candy. They love seeing kids come to the storefronts. I encourage everyone to go check out each business. Some of them are newer. Some of them have been here for a long time. And there'll just be a little bit of something for everybody. And we hope everyone can come out. We are crossing our fingers that the weekend weather this weekend carries over to next Friday. That would be helpful. And then after the main 4 to 6, there is something that continues from 6 to 8. The high school drama club is helping out and will be volunteering and helping run a haunted trail along. It's on the north end of Main Street along the Waupaca River. So that'll be 6 to 8 as it gets a little darker. So if you like being scared, check that out.
So is that for kids then, the elementary kids, to go and get scared on that trail?
Yeah, it is. It's for
Okay.
yeah. It's for kids. I think we're probably there will be a system as to say, hey, this kid is 7 as opposed to 13, and maybe the spookiness gets toned down or ratcheted up.
That's great.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. And the whole event will be great. And I think my favorite part of the event, and Josh, you've heard me say this a million times, is every city department is involved. So we have staff out there. It's the community's opportunity to kind of get to interact with all of our departments and staff and see some of their vehicles and whatever they choose to display out there. So that's cool too. And our elected officials, I think, are going to be handing out some prizes to the best costumes. So our council members bring your A costume game because you might be in for a prize.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Are people supposed to dress up? So you answered that. Okay.
Absolutely. What are you going to dress up as, Ron?
Boy, that's a good question. I'll have to think about that.
All right.
And Ron, you've got some good news. You're in the playoffs.
Our Waupaca Comets made the playoffs, so we're pretty excited. We're happy for the kids. We play West Salem Friday. So what date is that? The 26th? No. The
21st or the 21st?
21st. We're playing West Salem away. But getting into the playoffs, it's nice. It's nice for the kids, and we're excited about it.
Very cool. Well, we're wishing them luck.
Thank you.
Well, Ron, Aaron, appreciate the time getting the community up to date, and we will talk again soon.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Josh.